Okay, then when we are ready, we are going to ask the first student to share his student experience for studying fusion abroad. We have asked several students studying fusion where when going to an educational event or to an internship to share their experiences with us. So the first one I want to give the floor to is David Becker, and he went to ITER for his internship. He is a master student at Eindhoven Technical University. So, David, when you're ready, the floor is yours.
Okay, so can you also hear me? I guess all right. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Today I will present a bit about my experience as a fusion student abroad. So my name is David Becker. I'm a master student Science and Technology of Nuclear Fusion at the TU Eindhoven in the Netherlands. As part of the curriculum, I did a 5-month internship at ITER, which is in Saint-Paul-les-Durance in the south of France. And the topic of my internship was investigating the impact of passive charge exchange emission lines on ITER CXRS. So first, a bit about the internship topic. I worked at the Visible Diagnostics Group at ITER, where I worked on synthetic diagnostics for CXRS, or charge exchange recombination spectroscopy. Synthetic diagnostic basically means that you model what your measurements will look like when the system is ready. And this can help you design your measurement system and also design your control system that you want to use in the end. CXRS is a diagnostic system that can be used to measure ion temperatures, ion densities, and plasma rotation. And the typical spectra that is measured using CXRS is shown here on the right side of the screen. And you can see it consists of multiple components. So first of all, you have the Bremsstrahlung continuum, which is coming from your complete line of sight. You have active charge exchange emission, which is coming from the intersection, let's say, between the neutral beam and your line of sight. And this is actually the signal you're interested in. And you also have passive charge exchange, which originates from the edges of the plasma because the neutral density is the highest. My project was to make and improve a model to predict how this passive charge exchange emission will look like in your system and how this will affect also what you can read from the active charge exchange emission. So enough about the topic. More about the student experience. So during my internship, I lived in Aix-en-Provence, which is a really nice student city near ITER. So it's a city of about 150,000 people, which approximately 20% are students. So you can see here actually the picture on the left is where I first lived, and then I moved to a second location, which is the second picture. And on the right, you see some impressions of what life in Aix looks like. So you can see the Rotonde, which is really famous. And also on the bottom, you can see the main square of Aix-en-Provence, which was during the European the European soccer tournament, which it was very lively at that time, which was really great. So there are a lot of things you can also do in the south of France, of course. So I've chosen some pictures here to give you an impression. So first of all, there are a lot of nature where you can go climbing or hiking. There is a famous rugby club in Aix-en-Provence, which you can visit to watch a game. Of course, Marseille is a really big city. It's very close to Aix-en-Provence and has a really nice. It's really nice to visit there. There is a national park really close, the Calanques, where you can have a hike, go to the beach, etc. Of course, you have the Mediterranean Sea with a lot of really picturesque villages such as Cassis or larger cities such as Nice. And then when I was there, I also visited the Cannes Film Festival, which is of course really famous. That happened to be during that time. And you also have, of course, in the Provence, other cities that are not on the beach, more inside. So as Avignon, for example. But the best part of the internship, I would say, is the interaction with the other interns. So you meet a lot of interns from all over the world. So you have from India, from Japan, from Korea, from all over Europe. And this was actually really nice because, of course, when you go to ITER, you don't know anyone there. So I would say most of the interns, or almost all of them, they go there and they don't know anyone because it's not a university or anything. And this means that the group of interns are really close because, yeah, they're sort of the only friends you have, I would say. So we have lunch together all day, we have breakfast together. And of course, in the weekend, you go out together, you go hiking, or we even did some trips, for example, to Nice. Yeah. Then some practical tips I have for you. First of all, some of these are specific for ITER, I would say, but some are general. Transport-wise, there is a really big airport in Marseille, and from there you have really good connections to Aix-en-Provence, but also other villages around ITER. Alternatively, you can also get there by train, which I actually did a few times. So I would say if you live in France, the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, England, maybe, you can also get there quite easily by train. But of course, if you live further away, then the airport is perfectly fine. Some things that you should take into account when you go on internship is insurance. That one is really important. So you have to sort of arrange this yourself. A lot of times you can get this via your own university, but you can also get it at your bank, for example, which is what I did. And you need to have this before you start your internship because ITER will ask for this. And I can imagine other places where you want to do your internship can have this as well. Then really important, if you're not a EU student, you also need a French phone or bank, which you can actually arrange at ITER themselves. So they have a bank on site. In terms of housing, the easiest thing you can do is you go to Airbnb, where you can easily rent a house. But it can get quite expensive. So there are a lot of alternatives. So they have in France, you have, for example, a website, Le Bon Coin, in which you can rent an apartment or a room. And there are a lot of other alternatives. And I think the best you can do is you will be in an intern group chat, and there you can ask people for help. Maybe someone knows a room, knows someone that has a room available. And I think this is general. So if you're going to do your internship at some other place than ITER, you can also use this. Then, of course, you can get support for this. So as I told before, this morning, at FuseNet, you can get support for traveling and also for living. This living support, it depends on how much you get paid for your internship itself. But I would say it's always good to try it out because you never know. For more information, you can go to the FuseNet website or scan this QR code. There you can see if you're eligible, and also you can fill in the form. So that was it for me. So feel free to contact me if you have any more questions. You can reach me on LinkedIn, for example. So yeah, I don't know. Are there any questions?
Thank you, David. I didn't see any questions in the chat. If somebody has more questions, you can also ask them afterwards when we have a coffee break after this student experience talks, because David will be available there as well, or send them on the chat, please, and then we can respond to it later. So thank you about this nice presentation about your internship in ITER. When Jishant is ready, I want to ask Jishant Talwar to talk about his visit to an educational event. He went to Plasma Surf this summer, and he is a master student in Fusion EP, and he wants to share his experience with you about that. So go ahead, Jishant, the floor is yours.
Sure. Thank you so much, Myra. I'll just share the screen. I hope it's visible.
Yes.
All right, so hello everyone. I'm here to share my plasma surf experience. But before I move forward, I'll just quickly tell about myself a bit. I am Jishant Talwar, and I'm an Erasmus Mundus scholar for the program Nuclear Fusion and Engineering Physics, as she told, Fusion EP. I have a great passion for traveling and also learning, and summer school is something which can provide you with both, and especially when it is for free because of the funding provided by FuseNet. All thanks to them. And I like meeting new people, I mean, of similar interests or of different interests, try to know them. And also, like, you don't know when they can be of your help later in your career. So it's a summer school is something where you can connect and make networks like that. And lastly, I am a social media person, so you'll know that in a while. And also some of the pictures that I have clicked and also some videos that I have made. So you just have a look at it in a while. Okay, so the Plasma Surf Summer School, it's organized in Lisbon, Portugal, and not exactly Lisbon, but it's like a bridge, the opposite of it, where you have your classes and your stay, which is called the city of Amada, and it's organized by Instituto Superior Técnico and IPFN. These are the institutes that are involved with the organization. The applications are usually around 31st of May, like they end at that time. So if you are interested later to apply, I mean, you should have a look at the applications in that time. Also, the school was for 1 week. I hope it was more because I really enjoyed. It was like the one of the best summers I've had enjoyed in Europe. And yeah. So if you are a bachelor student or a master's student or you're doing PhD, or if you have an engineering background or physics background, and there were people from computer science background as well, and also from chemistry. So if you are one of it, and like age doesn't matter. So if you are fall in any of these categories, then you are eligible for the summer school, and you should definitely apply. Okay. Now, this summer school has a very cool tagline which says where physics meets summer. So we're going to talk about summer. That's the interesting part later. But let's talk about physics first. What are we taught and how things organize? So we have sessions in the morning, let's say around 9:39 to till 3 in the afternoon. Like they're not continuous. We have lunch breaks, we have coffee breaks, so it's not that hectic. And they talk about plasma physics, plasma diagnostics. Like they start from the ground up. Even if you don't know what is plasma, they talk about that. So you don't need to have any prior knowledge. You just build up yourself from the summer school, and they talk about plasma, like the particle picture, and then the kinetic picture, the fluid picture, and all of it. And then even in the plasma diagnostics, they're talking about the basics of like basic diagnostic techniques, moving up to the advanced, and what are the challenges you come across. And one of the favorite sessions for me was about lasers because I am from a background of magnetic confinement fusion and I didn't know much about lasers and inertial confinement. And it was very interesting to know about that and also make a bridge between what are the challenges you face in magnetic confinement, how are they different in inertial confinement. It was really, really good. I still remember a lot of stuff from the summer school about lasers. And also, they talk about large experiments like ITER and how the things that they teach, how are they applicable in these practical real life situations. And ITER is not that far from here. I'm in Marseille, and it's like a bit few kilometers or 1 hour from here to Cadarache. And we have some practical sessions also, like data analysis for plasma diagnostics, and we have lab too. Like they take us to a tokamak called as ISTOC. You'll see a picture in a while. All right, so the interesting part that's about where physics meets summer. So the summer part, what did we do? So on the first day, as soon as we arrived, uh, I was just mesmerized by the view of the hotel. That was just amazing. Just have a look at it. Yeah, not my face, but so it was the view from the hotel, and it's not San Francisco, it's just Lisbon. And like the opposite part, the other part of the other side of the bridge is Lisbon, and we are staying in Amada. So you just cross the bridge and you are in Lisbon, and you can have a good time there. So after the welcoming, we had some ice-breaking sessions where we played some games and enjoyed a lot, talked with each other, and get to know about each other. And the activities are really well planned and something which actually makes you bond together a lot. And in the evening, after having dinner, we were just chilling in the balcony. We were drinking and stuff. And also, we saw the Euro Cup final, and that was the day when Spain won. So it was really good to watch. And on the second day, where the things actually started. So in the morning, as I said, we had some sessions in the morning till afternoon, till mid-afternoon, and then we just quickly rushed to do some activities. And that day, on the second day, we went for kayaking. And it was my first time to be ever on a beach. And that too in Portugal and in its summer. So how lucky can I be? So, yeah. And kayaking was really good. The water was a bit cold, but we really enjoyed it. The pictures and some of the pictures, like the good ones, are taken by the Plasma Surf team, and they give you all the pictures via Google Drive, so you don't miss out on anything. Okay. And since I was in Portugal, I could manage to find a lot of t-shirts, Ronaldo t-shirts. This one was a bit too big for me, and that's why I did not buy it. But yeah, you should definitely. I bought another one. And like I said, different days, different activities. The sessions were like this. Like in the morning, you have some lectures, and then you go for activities. And then we went for rock climbing the other day. And this is me. And I was first a bit scared, but I managed to do it. And just to mention, I did it twice because the first time I was doing it, I could not make a video. The second time I did specially so that I can make a video for my blog. And it was funny to do that. And about the plasma surf. So the surf comes from surfing. And this is picture taken by the plasma surf team. I'm really thankful for them to getting this picture. I could manage to stand on it like after 20 times. This is like 18th try or something, but it's okay. I managed to do a bit. We also went for mountain boarding. Like there were some professionals who assisted us throughout so that we don't get any injury. And on the last day, on the second last day, yes, we went for lab tour, and we went to the Tokamak Istop, which is like one of the oldest in the community of fusion. And it's interesting to see because like this is set up via blocks of wood and stuff, and now we are building something called as ITER. So it's amazing to see how things have gone from like this much to a huge revolutionary size. Like humans can't even imagine that, but we have gone that far now. And we also have a day, extra day where you can visit the city of Lisbon, or in the night you can go to Lisbon and do some party. But you have to wake up in the morning for the lecture. So yeah, make a thing for that. And yeah, and just my personal opinion about attending the summer school and stuff. I totally recommend you. You would not regret at all. You would be like, it was my most memorable time of my life, I would say, till now, to enjoy my summer in Portugal, and that too with so much activities. And just to mention, the picture that you see on the left is taken by me. It's from the port at Lisbon. And as I said, I totally recommend it. And I think that this summer school also gives you a good perspective about how a student should spend their lives. Like you're not only focusing on academy and research, but also find time for yourself to doing activities like this. It was especially for me, I think, to do some activities, and these activities actually encourage you to, you know, encourage you how to tackle challenges in your life. Because at first I was very skeptical if I should climb the rock, but then I did it, and I did it twice. So I was so happy with that emotion. And also, it's a wonderful opportunity to connect with great people. And because fusion community is not that big, so people you meet there, you might find them in some other event. So it's great to connect, and then you can move forward. I mean, take their help if they are future in ahead in their future career. Yeah, you can do that. Also, if you have any questions, you can just uh, ask me on my social media handles. Also, I made some vlogs about my days every day. Like it's a 5 episode series on Instagram. So if you are interested to look at that, you can. It's in Hindi and there are like subtitles in English, but there are vlogs in English also. So you can just look at it. That would be great. And yeah, you can also follow if you like. So thank you very much and dhanyawad. That's all from me.
Thank you, Jishant, for your very nice presentation and sharing the nice experience at PlasmaSurf in Portugal with us. And so you can see that it is a very nice combination of the scientific world and have some exercise and some
Yeah.
what things you can do in your free time and the challenges you can face. So thank you so much for sharing that. Then I will give the words to Godsfavour Amanekwe, who went to IPP Summer University and to Carolus Magnus Summer School, and he would also like you to yeah to show his experiences there. So the floor is yours, God's favor.